What is Google Consent Mode? So Google Consent Mode was first introduced in 2020, and version 2 was introduced in late 2023 and is mandatory by March 2024. So firstly, before we talk about Google Consent Mode, we need to talk about privacy a little bit, and specifically when you go to a website. You've all been to a website, you open the website, a cookie banner comes across the bottom of the screen and says, "We use cookies, would you like to accept the cookies or reject the cookies or manage your cookie preferences?" So if you click on the manage button in that cookie banner, you'll be given different buckets which you can say yes or no to. You can turn them off and you can turn them on. And some of them will be, there might be performance cookies, there might be functional cookies, there might be targeting cookies, there might be social media cookies. There could be any bucket which they placed inside of that preference center. And then you can say, I would like these cookies or I don't want these cookies. And then what should happen is that the cookie banner should then respond accordingly and then block the cookies that you don't want. So if you don't want performance cookies, then services like Google Analytics or Hotjar or services that map what you're doing on their site will be blocked. If you don't want targeting cookies, then things like Facebook and Google Ads and so on will be blocked. There are lots of places where privacy law is very important, and those cookie banner selections are very important. You have the right to choose what you want. You have the right to choose to be advertised to, or the right to choose to be tracked, or the right to choose to come up within the Google Analytics to show what you've done on their website or in any other software. So Google introduced consent mode. And essentially what consent mode is there's a connection between the cookie banner across the bottom of your screen and Google products. So when you have consent mode activated and someone arrives at your website and is given this banner selection, they make a choice. That selection, that choice that they've made about which cookie buckets that they would like, they won't like performance, but they don't want targeting. That selection is now sent through to Google. So the Google know if they should track you, if they should put you inside that person's analytics dashboard, or if they can serve personalized advertising to you, or if they can't serve any advertising to you. Consent mode version 1 had 5 signals, 5 buckets, which you could send through to Google. So these buckets were ad storage, analytics storage, functionality storage, personalization storage, and security storage. In version 2, they've added 2 extra additional buckets, 2 extra additional signals that you can send through. And those are add user data and add personalization. So this all sounds pretty technical, but in reality, it's actually not so bad, because what you need is for your website is you need a consent management platform that is a Google partner. And there's a long list of them, and you can find one that best suits you. And that will control the cookie banner at the bottom of the page. And then when someone makes a selection, it also sends the signals to Google to tell them what that selection was. I've linked in the description to the Google reference of the CMP partners, the consent management platform partners that Google have, and you can find the one that best suits you if you don't have one. And you can also just check if the one you do have aligns with Google. Once you have that, you would also need to just turn on consent mode in your Google Tag Manager account so that you can set your consent preferences from there according to each of the platforms that you use from Google. So if you use Google Analytics, if you use Google Ads, or any other Google program that you might be using. Each consent management platform will also have requirements on how to integrate consent mode within them. So depending on which one you'll use, you just follow their guidance on turning on consent mode to make sure that those consent preferences are sent through to the platform. I have specific videos on how to integrate consent mode with WordPress, and there's a few applications which we can do that, because a few CMPs which you can do that. And then I also have a video on how to turn on consent mode for OneTrust. Those are linked in the description. Go check them out. If you are using WordPress and you want to integrate, or if you are using OneTrust and you want to integrate, please go check those videos out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will try to answer everyone's questions. And otherwise, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do put content out weekly here.